Let me read this, Anthony. Watch Anthony start laughing.
Uh-huh.
Thank you to everyone for coming down to the semi-pro screening yesterday. If you missed it, be sure to check it out in theaters this Friday. Semi-pro starring Will Farrell, putting the funk into the dunk. Mm-hmm. And Will Farrell, I believe, is calling the radio show today.
Ooh.
Because I think he heard of our plight yesterday. So instead of the special screening room that we just described to you guys and gals, we get in a van yesterday after the show, and we start driving toward Times Square.
Yeah.
And Times Square, for the people that don't know, is a really lovely place nowadays. It's like Disneyland. It really is. They've really cleaned it up. But the outskirts of Times Square, not so good.
Yeah.
Not so good. We pull up to this theater that is very, very close to the Port Authority. You want to explain the Port Authority to the out-of-towners there, Anthony?
Oh, it's a wonderful place where you could catch a bus. Mm-hmm. Or a couple other forms of transportation.
Yeah.
And but mostly it's a place for the homeless to hang out and urinate.
The homeless, the pimps,
criminals,
the drug addicts.
Yeah.
We have a guy that works for this radio show from time to time. He does security. When he's not doing security for the Opie and Anthony show, his job is to catch jackers at the Port Authority.
Yep.
And his job is to hang out in the restrooms at the Port Authority.
Some people just get lucky with their jobs.
I had to put in for that one.
You know the whole Larry Craig thing? We know one of these guys. He sits in a stall and waits for the
foot tap.
Waits for the foot tap. That's how awful this place is. And oh boy, the city of New York is now going to call us and go, it's really not that bad, and we're trying to clean this up.
Job.
Every once in a while, I have to walk by the Port Authority. I'm walking from downtown or whatever, and it's the easiest way back uptown to the Upper West Side. Every once in a while, and you see the pimps waiting out front.
Yeah.
All these girls taking their little buses from, their tiny little towns.
From the Midwest.
From nowhere, USA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so we pull up to the theater, and I'm like, oh, this is really close to the Port Authority, and that is an S-hole. And
Could be the sleaziest area left.
Right.
In, like, the rebuilt New York.
Well, what's going on is Times Square is so awesome now, and it's so corporate and so safe and so whatever. It's kind of like it's turning into like a mini Vegas almost.
Yeah.
But, right?
A lot of neon.
But there used to be a lot of like sleaze in Times Square. What happened was they're pushing those pushing it to the outside.
Yep.
And that's where the Port Authority is. So we pull up to this theater, and the theater was a little scary. And then we go up about 10 stories to get to our freaking movie theater.
Yeah, it took forever.
The longest escalators I ever seen. And all of a sudden, we start walking into the theater, and then we get accosted by guys dressed up as Will Farrell.
I don't understand what that was all about.
They were trying to do some kind of promotion. Maybe it's going to be on a website. I don't know. But they're dressed in the ABA type, uniforms that they're wearing in the movie.
They're sitting in chairs. And then they wait, like, the second you come up the escalator, they just accost you.
Yeah.
They came running up. Picture here. Have a cup.
Yeah.
Have a plastic cup and a little cardboard cutout of a face of Will Farrell on a stick.
Yeah.
What, am I supposed to hold this in front of my face and go, ooh, look, people are going to mistake me for Will Farrell.
And Kenny is just brutal.
Oh, yeah.
Doing his job. He's great at his job.
They don't have time.
They don't have time. He's like just being a complete ass.
They're part of this.
They're probably making like $5 an hour just to get a couple pictures of people going into the theater to see semi-pro, and Kenny's just like, he's acting like it's Michael Jackson coming through. Just like, these guys don't have time for this.
I couldn't be bothered.
Right.
I was tired anyway.
Yeah.
And you know me.
Yeah.
I like getting out of the city.
Yes.
Pretty quickly.
But you did promise to go to this screening.
I promised to go to it, and I was going to go because I assumed it was going to be like a screening room kind of a thing.
Yeah.
First we're accosted by that. And then the strict security at the door to the actual theater.
Yeah.
Because I guess they don't want people bootlegging. So they were telling people to turn their phones off completely.
How about they don't want people shooting other people in the theater? How about a metal detector?
I didn't know that yet.
Yeah, we're getting to that point. How about a metal detector? Who gives a crap if I'm bringing a cell phone into your theater?
So everybody is online, and they're the guy's going through, shut off your cell phone. Well, it's on vibrate. No, you need it off. You need it off. Turn it off. So then it gets to Kenny, and the guy says, you got to turn your cell phone off. And Kenny goes, no.
He goes, that's nice, but no.
No.
Mine stays on.
It's on vibrate.
Mine stays on.
And he wouldn't shut it off. We got into like a little altercation with the gentleman.
I thought it was going to get ugly.
Yeah. Because he wasn't going to turn it off, and I guess the guy had been told, make sure people turn it off. Then I was next in line, and he goes, is your cell phone off? I go, I don't have one. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there.
With the iPhone.
With the, yes, I got my little iPhone.
And a video camera, by the way.
Yeah, that was another thing. Like, they're checking everybody. Little Sam couldn't get in immediately because he had a camera on him.
Yeah.
Well, photo camera.
Yeah.
And he had to leave it somewhere. It's just a big pain in the ass. Then meanwhile, I walk in, and I have a complete video camera in my pocket.
That little thing?
It's small, but this thing kicks ass.
Yeah.
And I could have filmed the entire movie on this thing. Although
I saw the guy in the front row.
I saw the guy, too.
We'll explain that, too. But so then we walk into the theater to take our seats for the great screening of Semi-Pro, that they set up nice for us and our listeners, right? I'm thinking that we are going to be taken care of. And they had, 2 rows roped off for us, Anthony?
Yeah.
And I rip off the tape because here we are for our VIP seats, right? I walk into the theater with Anthony, and as I walk in, I see everybody that's a little higher up in the seats. Yeah. They all have their hands in the air.
Like they just don't care.
Right. They all have their hands in the air, and stupid me, because I'm an idiot, I'm thinking, wow, our fans are really excited to see us.
I can't even look at you.
So I give a wave like, what's up? What's up, everyone?
Oh, boy.
I didn't say what's up, everyone, but I gave that look like, hey. Yeah. Thanks for joining us for the screening of Semi-Pro. Very excited. Oh, look how popular we are. They all have their hands in the air, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And it took me a couple seconds to realize the reason they had their hands in the air wasn't because the radio stars that are Opie and Anthony have just arrived. There was a guy right behind us throwing free Semi-Pro crap out.
Yeah.
So they had their hands up to receive free gifts, but they thought it was the King's welcome.
Yes. They were throwing things.
There is no example.
I didn't even see that.
I was
I couldn't get into the seat quick enough and just sit there.
Well,
I had to go on like the defensive.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking around.
Yeah.
Because the element in this place was just not good.
Well, remember when we were just talking about the Port Authority? It was obvious that they walked around that area, which is awful, and said, hey, who wants to see a free movie?
Yep.
So it was pretty much the dregs of society.
Is it inside?
Right.
Is it inside, and is it warm? Would I get some popcorn?
That's pretty much everybody that was in the theater.
We were kind of scared, and thank God Kenny was smart enough to tell the company that, maybe I should, escort the boys to this screening. Thank God Kenny stepped up, because it was definitely a little scary in this theater for this screening. And there were no fans of this radio show. The Stalker Patti was there, and maybe 2 more people, maybe. Yeah. And the theater was packed.
All the rest, they just doled the tickets out at the Port Authority. And
right.
On the side streets and wherever they could find a bum sitting against a brick wall with a paper bag in his hand with a bottle in it.
Yeah. Where are the white people at?
Yeah.
And then some guy with some weird disease that was just like rock and rolling the entire movie. One of the only white guys had a severe problem.
Well, anytime.
I don't know what it was. I was looking for his wheelchair.
I think he was retarded.
You think?
Yeah, because every time music started playing, because the movie is set in the 70s.
Yeah.
So music would start playing, and it's period music of the 70s.
Yeah.
He'd start like rocking back and forth to the music.
Yeah.
Complete retard.
He was just rocking in the seat, Jimmy. So, yeah. So walked in thinking everyone, wow, they're finally here. Hey, and they're all just trying to grab free crap that is worthless. I couldn't sit down fast enough, and you never saw my head for the rest of the movie. I just slumped down into my chair. I turned beet red.
Were you embarrassed?
Oh my God!
It was so bad. And then to just see,
it was the worst. It was the worst smashing. I can't remember smashing like that in a long time, man.
Than and Travis walk in with their plastic cups. They're semi-pro cups.
Yeah.
And little cardboard things. You guys had stuff. Mm-hmm. Than, what made you even hold on to that longer than a second?
We got roped into that picture thing.
Did you?
Yeah.
How bad was that?
I felt bad for those guys because they were just trying to be like, cheerleaders.
Oh,
like,
they were so
loud. Come on, get your picture.
Get your picture. Come on, everybody.
No, I was mortified, and I know Kenny was doing his job, but I used to be that guy, and I know how people treat you. So I was trying to do the right thing. Like, all right, hurry, come on, let's take a picture, but we got to get going, Anyway, the movie was all right, but
can I tell you
the audience was not. It was a scary audience, and then that's when I was thinking, wait, they want us to turn off our cell phones, but they didn't check any of these animals for freaking guns or weapons. Where's the metal detector? Dude, go ahead, Jimmy.
No, so here's why I didn't want to go, because this is what you knew was not going to be good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you had to be there by 11, a private screening or something that was for the show, they should have done for 11:30 or noon.
Right.
But when it said, look, it's starting at 11, it's like this is a predetermined thing.
Yeah.
We'd like you guys to be a part of it.
Whether you're there or not, that's starting at 11.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they don't want the people rioting if it doesn't.
Anthony noticed the neck gang tattoos as half.
That's all nice.
That's
yeah.
not half, but a bunch of people were coming and trying to find a seat.
I saw a lot of gang tats, and then when
gang
the lights
tats,
went out,
homeless.
Yep.
And white guys that had some kind of
mental problems.
Yeah.
Saw the guy with the little telescope thing. He had a little infrared little scope.
Yeah.
And he was looking at the front of the theater the whole time at the seats, making sure nobody was bootlegging the movie.
What do you have, like a night vision?
Yeah, so you could pick up any kind of
Yeah, but he was
light on the camera.
I was thinking about that, though. What a dummy, because he only stayed on one side of the theater. So I'm thinking if I'm Mr. Bootlegger, dude, I'm going to, move my apparatus to the left side of me and block it with a coat or something, and I'm good to go. Because he had a little red light on the thing, which made everyone go, what's going on at the front of the theater?
Yeah.
What does that guy got? That doesn't stop the bootleggers. It makes them think of a new way to do it. He should have kept moving from side to side is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
checking out the whole theater.
Cross in front of people. But, that guy, I was looking and going, I got a video camera on me. Yeah. I could probably just tape it.
Yeah.
Although, I wouldn't want to. Yeah, it's not like one of those movies that really I wanted to bootleg.
Yeah, it was.
And anyway, you would have caught part of the movie. Then the camera, if I was bootlegging it, would have tipped over while I was sleeping.
Yeah,
and then it would have come back up for the end.
Did you catch a few Z's?
Oh boy, did
I
Anthony!
was a little tired, and I'm watching the movie, and then the next thing I know, I'm waking up, and it's pretty much over. The movie's over. I was like, ooh, when did I fall asleep? I guess it was well before this.
Well, I could call my girl and she'll tell me because I think you were sleeping on her shoulder at one point.
Oh my God. I kind of leaned over a little bit.
God. How tired were you?
I was leaning over a little bit.
Pretty much drooling on my chick.
I was sleepy. That's why I go home. I go home for a nappy.
The sales guy for the station here in New York, he showed up and I could see it on his face. He's like, I don't know what happened here.
Sorry, guys.
Wow.
Look.
You can leave if you want.
Chief, my kids were in that movie theater, too.
It should have been a private screening. They should have had maybe.
Yeah,
I know Andre came on yesterday. That was very cool. But I was so bothered that they didn't give us Will or Woody Harrelson. It's probably had nothing to do with them. It was the people that rep them.
Yeah, I'm sure.
On the show.
I'm sure.
It's coming in a lot. Opie waves and got a big not you.
There's nothing worse. I can't. As you're telling me that, I can't picture anything more horrendous than seeing the merch man behind you.
I'm just walking in, giving the big wave, like, hey!
Yeah, guys. Wow, they don't look
Long
like
time no see. We haven't been out in public in a while.
They really don't look like our listeners, but
I
waving.
I figured it out quick, but unfortunately, I did have the hand up, and I was like doing the big hey.
It'd have been good if one of the guys would have tossed something into your hand, just thrown a T-shirt at you or something. And people just will get any crap if it's free. Because there were people leaning over. You know when someone's giving away, like, bread out of a UN truck in a refugee line? Yeah. And everybody gets together and their hands are all up? That's what it looked like. Only they were giving out this little 8x10 flimsy piece of cardboard with the movie logo on it. It's like, what are you going to do with that?
One of those hit me in the leg from behind me, and my girl goes, did they just throw stuff at us? And I'm like, no. I think they just didn't like it, and they were just throwing it, and then coincidentally it hit us. No. Everything's okay.
Don't worry. Don't turn around.
Where's Kenny? Oh, God, I need Kenny.
Don't turn around. Don't look.
Right. What's up there, Than?
I got struck in the shoulder by something.
You did, right?
Yeah. I was like, it could be anybody.
And if that says a lot right there, because I'm an ass. But Than could certainly defend himself. And if he's not turning around, if that doesn't give you a nice image of what we were dealing with yesterday. Mm-hmm. You didn't even turn around at all, right? And this thing hit you.
Torn apart by zombies.
Yeah.
Just manhandled.
It was just an awful experience.
Yeah. Yeah.
Horrid.
This is one of the bigger radio shows in the country.
And we still get treated like crap.
How about a screening without people who go to the bathroom before they remove their clothes? All right, if you don't want, if Woody Harrelson's not going to be there, a little talk beforehand.
Right.
You can accept that.
Yeah.
But how about no one who goes to the bathroom on themselves?
Yeah, we don't ask for much, right?
Oh, and there were so many of those people that would absolutely go to the bathroom on themselves.
Of course they would. That's why they were in the theater for. It's like a giant porta-john.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, they found a place to nap.
And I must say, I don't remember seeing any corn dogs.
No corn dogs, yeah.
What happened there? Some kind of health department code?
I don't know.
Homeless guys probably ate them.
Oh, they probably did real quick.
Yeah.
I want another corn dog. Could you give me a corn dog?
Who are you?
Who the hell are you?
Yeah.
Sit down up front. Don't put your hand up like you know me. You don't know me.
Just waving to just derelicts.
Waving to bums.
Oh, my God. Oh, I felt so uncomfortable.
Wait, did you feel stupid when you waved?
Oh, my God.
It's so bad.
Like, just ask me all day.
Wait, like the tingle? The scalp tingle?
Oh,
You're
yeah.
What would future Opie do if he saw that Opie waving to a crowd of homeless people?
Yeah, I wish I could go back in time now and just slap him in the face and go, don't be so stupid.
Just take your seat, idiot.
Yeah,
That's what I would do.
Stop being desperate for attention and just sit down and enjoy the movie.
The old Opie would walk the new Opie, and when the new Opie went to turn away, the other, you know how you guide a child by its shoulders?
Yeah.
The future Opie would just hold you by your shoulders. Don't turn around.
And just don't sit. Trust me on this.
See that? See the merch man?
No, but I have to go. No, you don't trust me. I'm from the future.
Don't turn
I know
around.
how this ends.
They're not here for you.
It ends very embarrassingly.
They're not here for you. And then Stalker Patti. Yip, 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 yip.
Oh, it was a good movie.
She took the escalator down right behind us, and I'm serious, it was about 4 or 5 stories up, this movie theater, so these escalators just went on and on and on, and she didn't stop talking from the top all the way to the street. Yip, 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 yip.
I ran out of there.
Yip, 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 yip.
Did she like the movie?
Yeah, I thought it was very funny.
Usually I don't like sports movies.
It's a sports movie.
Shut up. It's not a sports movie, it's a comedy.
Did the crowd like it? Were they laughing?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were some laughs.
Yeah.
Definitely.
How was Andre?
He was good.
Yeah.
He was the star of the movie, basically. Well, one of the stars, sure.